Hello everybody, welcome to Ageless Rock. This is part 2 of my previous video on Padmanabhaswamy Temple. This temple has endless supply of interesting reading material, and I will focus on the curse and wealth of this mysterious temple. This temple has accumulated enormous wealth over the centuries in the form of gold and gemstones through tax and donation. The curse, the wealth, and the unknown origin make this temple unique in mystery. The possible connection to Angkor Thom in Cambodia makes it even more interesting. I cannot find why this equinox effect is needed. No ritual or festival is related to this amazing alignment. However, I do find mysterious rectangular holes just like those around the world. Although the official version says the Gopuram was constructed in recent centuries, I think the unknown original structure can be millennia ago. The 12-meter deep megaton underground foundation to stack megaton pillars and layers 30 meters high sounds like a pre-existing structure. Around 1908, the state needed money and decided to open the vault. A group of people carried torches went in only to find that place was infested with cobras. Needless to say, they scrambled for their lives. However, another attempt was made in 1930. This time, they were successful. Vault A was opened in 1931. There wasn't a worldwide publicity at that time. It supposedly has 3 keys and 3 levers. The keyholes had rusted and therefore the keys were rendered useless. No photos can be taken, but if this picture is really one of the vault, then rectangular holes suggest sign of ancient builders. Also to note here is that there is no keyhole for the door. The official version of Vault B is that it has not been opened. Locals believe that the Vault B can only be opened by a sadhu or tantric who is familiar with the knowledge of Nagabadam or Nagapasam by chanting a Garuda mantra. This is like unlocking the curse prior to physically unlocking the door. In 2009, Sundarajan made a successful plea to the government to open the vault. Sundarajan was an officer with Indian Police Service in 1964. He became a lawyer later. Some say he accused the temple of mismanagement and possibly looters stealing items, while some say he just wanted everything to be documented and audited. The Supreme Court agreed to let Sundarajan lead a 6-member committee including himself to open 6 vaults for audit in June 27, 2011. However, he suffered fever for 2 days and died of heart attack 20 days later in July 17, 2011. In a separate attempt of 5 men, one died in an accident while another returned home only to find his mother died. The other 3 must have freaked out. In 2011, Vault B was officially declared a forbidden territory. There are many rituals to follow and mantras to chant before the sacred vault can be opened. However, former CAG Vinod Rai said that it has been opened twice in 1990 and 4 times in 2002. However, what's inside has not been revealed. There are those who think Vault B contains even more incredible ancient treasures. In my opinion, whether Vault B is open or not depends on the definition of open. Maybe the door of the vault has been opened, but the vault itself remains not open. Or maybe it is open but not audited and therefore not open to public. Historians believe that this temple was referred to as Golden Temple as early as 500 BC. It goes to show how rich the temple already was at that time. So let's find out what is inside the temple. The most famous finding is a 3.5 feet tall Mahavishnu resting on Ananta the serpent. This item used 32 kilos of pure gold. The market value of gold alone in 2022 is about 1.6 million. but it is studded with hundreds of diamonds, rubies, and other precious stones. Who knows, it can be worth 1 billion if auctioned to a willing buyer. This throne is made of solid gold and studded with diamonds and precious stones. I am not sure how much is the gold value. There are hundreds of pure gold chains, and the largest and most famous is 18 feet long. There is a few 100,000 Roman Empire gold coins, including Napoleonic coins. There is a hoard of gold coins that weighs around 800 kilos, worth approximately 41 million in gold value. They also found 200 Sarapalli gold coin chains that were encrusted with precious stones and gold-plated coconut shell bowls studded with gemstones. They also found a gold sheaf weighing 500 kilos, worth about $26 million, and a gold veil that weighs 36 kilos, worth about $1.8 million. Several sacks of golden artifacts such as diamonds and all kinds of gemstones and precious metals were recovered from the vaults. It was recorded that 887 kilos of gold were contracted out for purification. Upon melting and purification of the gold, the pure gold return was only 624 kilos. The loss in the process was 263 kilos, which was nearly 30%. In another incident, there is a claim that 769 pots of gold went missing. It could be a counting and counting error, but if it is real pots of gold that went missing, then we are looking at $400 million worth of gold went missing. This type of activities raise a lot of questions, and disputes in court create mistrust and unhappiness. There are 3 solid gold crowns mentioned in the findings, but I can't find any detail of the crowns. Without taking the antique value and cultural value, the gold alone is worth $20 billion in 2011. With the current price, I think it is safe to say it is about $23 billion. However, if art collectors are willing to pay 50 times more than the gold value, then the temple asset will be at $1.1 trillion. That's why you get to read people writing about the trillion-dollar temple. So let's assume all the assets are sold and everything is paid in $100 bill. All the banknotes are bundled into 100 sheets. Then you stack 100 bundles in a briefcase and keep the $1 million briefcase in a truck. If the truck can fit 1,000 briefcases, the truck will be a $1 billion truck. You will need 1,000 trucks to fit $1 trillion. If each truck is 25 meters long, the truck line will be 25 kilometers long, bumper to bumper. If 1,000 trucks are lined up bumper to bumper for 25 kilometers, it can start from Padmanabhaswamy Temple to Madhavurpara Rock Cut Cave and still have 5 kilometers of trucks left. So today, who owns this vast amount of wealth? For that, you have to go back to the Travancore dynasty. Travancore dynasty was founded in 1729 and ruled Kerala until 1949. To cut the long story short, when Travancore was ascended to join Union of India, the last king was Chittira Tirunal Balarama Varma. Technically, Padmanabhaswamy Temple belonged to Chittira Tirunal. Though he was a billionaire, he lived a normal life and is remembered as a saint. Tiruananthapuram may be unknown to outside world, but 3 prime ministers were here with the Maharaja. The temple asset was handed to the titular Maharaja as trustee. Temple asset is managed by Ettara Yogam, which is a council formed in the 15th century. There is also a treasure trove of sacred and historical texts among the items retrieved from the underground chambers. Maybe somewhere in the thousands of palm leaf texts is a leaf that mentions about the origin of the megalithic builders. As for now, this temple is surrounded by about 200 security guards with machine guns. Well, this will complete my presentation on Padmanabhaswamy Temple. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Acha, Jatehen, goodbye.